Szoboszlai runs up and scores to silence the crowd in San Siro. Apart from the celebrating Liverpool supporters, it's a real lift for Liverpool after a challenging few days.
That's Deno, Ian Dennis doing the commentary there. You can hear the relief in the Liverpool fans, can't you? The late penalty was enough. They're now in the automatic qualification spots. Just behind them in the table are Spurs. They had a good night at home to Slavia Prague. That was on Radio 5 Sports Extra.
And here it comes, lower trajectory this time, flick on by Romero, flicked into the back of the net, and Tottenham Hotspur take the lead. I think it's going to be an own goal of David Zima. Spurs in front of the Champions League at home again. Spurs 1, Slavia Prague 0. Christian Romero gets the celebrations from his teammates, but the last touch there went in off David Zima, and Spurs get the breakthrough. And up against goalkeeper Jendrik Staniek. Can Mohamed Kudus get on the score sheet here? It's going to be a left-footed penalty kick. It's a short run-up, and he sends it straight down the middle and into the back of the net. Xavi Simons in the Champions League for Spurs, tucks it into the corner. Staniek chose the right side, got a touch, nearly saved it, but it's well struck from Xavi Simons, and it's into the net, and it's Spurs 3, Slavia Prague 0.
Conor McNamara doing the honours there. Chelsea, however, not so good for them tonight. They lost 2-1 at Atalanta. Let's speak to the fans then. John Gibbons is from the Anfield Wrap podcast. John, hello to you. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Wearing your own clothes, John? Just checking, asking for a friend. Are you fully, yeah? Okay, take that as a yes. Chris Cowlin's here, host of the Spurs Chat podcast. He was at the game tonight. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the show.
Evening, Tony. How you doing?
I'm all right. And Oz is a Chelsea fan, runs the Oz Talks Chelsea fan account. Oz, hello to you.
Hello, good evening.
And thanks for coming on despite the result. We have to start with Liverpool, I think, just because all the drama and all the noises around Anfield today. John, reaction to the win?
Yeah, delighted. I think even in isolation, that would have been a really big win. You know, it's hard winning away in Europe, and they've done it tonight. So even without everything else going on, the poor form and the Mo Salah stuff, it would have been a big one. But with all that, it just feels absolutely huge. I'm buzzing at the moment, to be honest with you. So pleased for the players, pleased for the manager, and I'm pleased we've got a real positive performance tonight.
I think we're going to try and hear from Arne Slot at some point. We've got our microphones open at the press conference, so we'll see what he has to say a little bit later on, but he'll be a very happy chap tonight. But Mo Salah, it has to be a little bit about him, John, doesn't it? And he posted that picture today, reminded me of Princess Diana at the Taj Mahal. Do you remember that? Do you remember that famous shot of him? He was just sat there, wasn't he, on his own, friendless. Have you picked a side, John? Whose side are you on?
Oh, you've got to be on the manager's side. I mean, you're on the football club side, and I think Mo Salah sort of stood on his own and a bit against the club, really. And so I feel like as much as you love him and as much as you're grateful for everything he's done, I think you've got to back the manager in these situations, or you just sort of end up a bit of a mess. And so I'm hoping he's watched that tonight and realised there's some pretty good players at Liverpool, and maybe the manager knows what he's doing, and maybe it's something he wants to be part of as well, because you watch that with them fighting for each other and putting in a proper away performance in Europe, it looked much better. So hopefully he decides he wants to be part of it. Maybe he has to apologise, and we'd love to see him at Anfield on Saturday.
I was just going to ask that before I move on to the other guys. Does he seem the kind of fella who'll apologise?
Not especially, but you never know. People do surprise me. My wife apologised to me once, so you never know.
Chris Cowlin, Chris, Spurs. Just looking at the table, Chris. You're ninth. You're a point behind Liverpool, just off the automatics, and pretty routine tonight.
Yeah, to be honest, Tony, it was a routine win and in a really good position, like you've said. The overall picture, I know it has been doom and gloom in parts this season, but when you look at the Premier League table, we're 4 points away from the top four, and you look at that Champions League table, 1 point away from the top eight. And I must say it's been a really, really positive week, because we haven't seen many home wins in the Premier League this season, and we've heard a lot of boos, but the players were applauded off on Saturday against Brentford, applauded off today. 2 wins at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this week, 2 clean sheets, and you can't ask for more than that. And it's been really positive for Thomas Frank, the players, the fans, and it's been a really, really positive week for Xavi Simons, who as well, has come under a lot of criticism since signing. But when you look at the stats, all 8 games that he has started for Spurs this season, we've won all of them.
I mean, football's a great game, isn't it, Chris? I'm convinced a week ago everyone was shouting for Thomas Frank to get the boot.
Yeah, exactly right. It's amazing how a week can turn things around. 2 clean sheets, 2 home wins. Spurs have got to keep doing this though, because I think the last time I spoke to you was after the Monaco game when we conceded so many shots and the game ended 0-0. And a lot of people are not convinced by Thomas Frank, but it's amazing what a week can do in football. A couple of wins and. Spurs fans just want to see the attacking intent, and we saw that on Saturday. We've seen it tonight, and it's been a huge week for Thomas Frank and Tottenham Hotspur, I believe.
And just off Liverpool and Spurs, I mean, should all hold hands and pray for Chelsea. They lost tonight, but they're still sitting all right in the Champions League table. They're on 10 points, 2 off the automatics. Oz, disappointing tonight. I saw actually Chelsea could have equalised very close to almost with the last kick of the game.
Yeah, very disappointed overall. Like, we can't really be losing those games. I know we're only a couple of points off the automatic qualifications, but we really need to secure that because we can't be playing more games because we just look like a really tired team. Everyone looks really fatigued, and I think that Club World Cup action is finally catching up to us in the worst time, which is this really busy December and January period. But today, yeah, players look so tired, like especially Enzo Fernandez. Cucurella looks tired as well. These are key players, but they're just looking so tired. And results like this render the Barcelona 3-0 a bit useless, really. It's all good doing the glitz and the glamour against Barcelona, but if you can't dig into a Italian away win, then what's the point?
Saying that, Atalanta are third, just behind Arsenal and Bayern Munich. I mean, they're doing really well.
Absolutely, but we would have gone to that point if we'd won the game today. I think they are doing good, but it has to be. You have to look at it as a. If you look at the team, I mean, the West Ham reject striker scored the first goal for them, and it's just not good enough in terms of our defensive ability. That team is better than the performances we're putting out at the moment. And it's getting quite worrying how bad Chelsea's Decembers are over the last 4 or 5 years.
It feels like a mini 606. The mood could have swung either way. You went to that Oz, you're up, and John's down. If Liverpool hadn't nicked it, it's a bizarre thing. That's why we all love it, though. We've got to move on, guys. John Gibbons, Chris Cowlin, Oz. Thanks very much for talking to us tonight. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers, all. There we are. Fans of all 3 English sides in action tonight. Reacting to the match, and then tomorrow, he said, trying to remind himself, tomorrow we have Newcastle, Manchester City and Arsenal all in action in one way or another here on